welcome to the Ask Questions, Get Answers section of Munson Music Live here on the YouTube. You may hear some knocking behind me from the laundry. Who knows? On the YouTube. Good morning. Oh my gosh, let me bring the thing up so I can see questions. Oh gosh. Hey, Ace, good morning, man. I know that one. It's 20 degrees in New York. Oh man, that's wild and crazy. Oh my gosh. That sounds horrible. That's cold, man. Here we had some cold, and then we had some warm, and then we had some cold, and now it's back to warm again because it's South Carolina. So that's why we moved here, I guess. Good morning, Renee. How are you doing? Present, Professor. Oh my gosh, am I taking a roll this morning? And good morning to Dimitri. Oh my gosh, hello from Belgium, man. I like that song too. So if you have a question, you could ask a question. You could get an answer of some sort. I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird, strange days for me, but I do appreciate you guys all watching all the YouTube stuff and helping pay my bills and stuff, which is great. I guess I need to do more of it and get up more stuff, but it seems to be taking up my time working with my 9-year-old a lot in the morning and stuff, and so I don't have as much time to make new stuff. But I'm going to try and get on that and go shoot some stuff after this morning for sure. So, you got this over there, this over there. Let me play another tune then. It's so good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me on the Q&A. So if you have a question, I can try and answer it. Oh, and well, Laura. Oh, good morning, Laura. Good morning, May. Or is it May Sue? Oh, good morning. Oh, my gosh. How are you guys doing? Hi from Canada. Oh, man. Well, thank you. I'm so glad that we can kind of join the thing. If you make a Mecca to the store, you can sign my wall. And then we can, because we played a lot of gigs together, on the internet and stuff. All the chats share. Oh man, right on. Share this video. Oh man, well, true. Please do share stuff. I got some comments this morning that they couldn't find things because when you reach a certain, when you reach a certain amount on YouTube, sometimes they start hiding your stuff, I guess. But maybe I'm just not viral enough. Maybe that's why I would notice something like that. Who knows, man? But I don't know. I got some old tune in my head. Let me see if I can find it on my thing. Oh, not that one. Oh, that's a good one though. I figured I'd play another tune while you guys are thinking of some questions. But thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And watching this stuff and jamming. Oh my gosh. And Ace is kind of, man, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh. Hello, Canada. Hello, Germany. Right on. Yeah, man. Wow. What a time that was. Like the COVID times. I kind of miss them sometimes because I could be at home or... But, ooh, gosh, here's let's see, how does this thing go? Been a while since I played this. 1,000 folks back east to say, leaving home most every day, heading on a dusty way to California line. Across the desert sands they roll, getting out of that old dust bowl, thinking they go into a sugar bowl. Here's what they find. At the border, don't you say you're number 40,000 for today? Well, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, boys, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, well, you better go back to beautiful Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, Tennessee. California's a garden of Eden. It's a paradise to live in or see. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hot if you ain't got that do-re-mi. If you want to buy a home or farm that can't deal nobody harm, take your vacations by the mountains or the sea. Don't swap your old cow for a car. You better stay right where you are. Better take this little tip from me. 'Cause I look through the want ads every day, and the headlines on the papers always say, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, boys, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, well, you better go back to beautiful Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Georgia, Tennessee. Well, California's a garden of Eden. It's a paradise to live in or see. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hot if If you ain't got that do, re, mi, oh. If you ain't got that do, re, mi. That's some old Woody. Woody always seems so current. Thanks, Woody Guthrie. But please play us. Oh, I had a request there. Oh gosh, Renee says, please play us a tune. Oh, I thought I did. I doubt Texas at 20. Well, yeah, nah. You know, Texas, I think, has an option to secede from the Union. I keep on waiting and hoping that they will. We can talk about minors. I don't know. Minors, can we talk like minor chords? Is that what you're asking about? Okay, so there's this thing called a happy chord, right? Major chord, G major, right? C major, D major, A major, E major. I use the F major 7. I feel like I get questions about this a lot. So the second chord I was ever taught by my uncle. He was my first guitar teacher. And the first, oh gosh, I'm trying to avoid this sunshine thing that's kind of coming in through the door, but I do like the natural light. We all got to get our vitamin D for the day. Let me help you. All right, so, but the second chord my uncle ever tried to teach me was this F major thing as a bar chord, which is where you play human capo, rawr, and then you put the second finger on the G string on the second fret, and the 3 goes on the A string on the third, and the pinky goes underneath it. It's like you're trying to be an E major chord, but on first fret, right? As a bar F. So I just remember that being a pain in the butt. I don't know how you guys feel about bar chords in general. I like them, but I'd much rather play a root position chord if I can. So a lot of times what I like to do instead of that particular chord is I do F major 7, which is a really cool change. And my tablet is in exactly the wrong place, so I can't see your comments. So I'm going to move it over here or something. I'm going to try. If not, I feel like I would do like it when I can kind of demonstrate. Okay, well, just be that way. This is a technology setup thing, I'm sure. All right, ooh, yeah, okay, maybe that's better. I don't know, my daughter could figure this out. Like, hey, you can do the thing to do the thing. I'm looking for the thing. Oh gosh, sorry. That was a great conversation until it wasn't. Oh, yay! You can kind of see me now, and I can see the comments. All right, awesome. Sorry. So there's this thing I like to use a lot for F's is F major 7, where you do the first finger on the B string on the first fret, just like a C chord. 2 goes on the G string on the second fret, and 3 goes on the D string on the third fret. I loves it, right? So that's beautiful. So those are like the main majors I think you're going to kind of see. You'll see a lot of videos or find a lot of videos on the caged way that chords move that work off of the C shape, the G shape, the A shape, the E shape. There's a D shape in there too. C-A-G-E-D is how you spell caged. Right? Yeah, cool. All right, so anyway, that can be kind of cool as far as like where roots are on those chords that kind of move up and down the neck. We could get in deep with that really, really quick, but I feel like Renee was just like, minor chord, what makes a minor chord? All right, so you got this E major thing, for instance. It's like this beautiful 3-finger chord. And basically, the what's called the third of the chord, maybe I should go over some chord theory. So when you're playing an E major chord, for instance, you're playing an E note, which is called the root. You're playing a G sharp note, which is called the third. And you're playing a B note, which is called the fifth. And let me kind of draw those so you can kind of see them. So there's an E and a B, and there's a G sharp, and there's a B over here, and there's an E over here. Oh my gosh, chord theory 101. All right, so there's this thing going on. Whoa, this is so bizarre, just kind of writing on notebook paper. But there's your E and your G sharp and your B. We call the E the root. And normally I do this on my fingers, like E, F, G, C, or yeah, E, F, G, A, B, right? So that's kind of like E is number 1, that's the root. E, F, G sharp is the third. A, B is something called the fifth, right? When you're kind of looking at that's root 3, 5. All right, so what makes a minor chord is when you take the third and then you minus out 1 fret from that note, and then now you have an E minor chord, which does sound sad. Don't get too sad. I like to call it the root, the flat 3 and the 5, which is cool. There's the E, there's the B, there's the E, there's an open G, there's the B, there's the E. So there's only like 1 note different, Renee, like between these two guys, right? And it's the G note. It's whether you have the G sharp or you have the regular G. So, and that's your happy sad, like between them. Oh gosh, I always use the cheat F. Yeah, well, the F major 7 isn't really a cheat. It's just a jazzier F. But let's see what else. Oh gosh, am I behind on comments already? Ace is chilling. He's like, yeah, use that F. I'm like, heck yeah, I use that F all the time. I think it's more important to have fun when you're playing, and if you're using easier chord shapes and root position, that to me that makes it more interesting, because then you've got more licks normally. You know, it's like I know a bunch of like G chord licks I can throw in. You know, so I can see like just a G on the the screen or the lyrics or whatever, but then I got stuff in my head I can throw around that because I'm just used to doing it. So yeah, that's kind of what makes a minor chord, Renee, is like you got the major chord, and then if we lift off that first finger, that gets the regular G note. That's what makes it sound so sad. And you can kind of see it in the other chord shapes, like that. So if you're doing an A major randomly, like the B string note that is a C sharp, that's the note that makes it happy. And so if we took this one note, that B string second fret, and we made it a first fret note, and then you filled in the rest of the chord, that's what makes the A minor is that one note different. I always think of it as kind of like related to what's that song? You guys know 2001, where there's that whole like, but thus spoke Zarathustra, and then it does that whole like major minor, and then there's that timpani thing. I don't know, that's kind of a cool thing. So that's kind of what makes a minor chord, is like you take the third and you flat it. So if you were on the D chord, for instance, that F sharp note on the skinny E is like the third, and D, E, F sharp, G, A is the fifth. So if you take that high E note and you minus it out one fret to the flat 3 instead, that's what makes the D minor. So, oh gosh, there's more stuff going on over here. I better keep. Oh gosh, and Susan's here, and Renee's here, and Ace is here. How far behind am I? I got off on talking about minor chords. Heck yeah! Oh, that's great. Let's see. I played us a tune. I'm gonna play some more tunes if you guys want me to too. I hate bar chords. I don't really like bar chords, but if you wanted to make bar chords easier, lighter strings can help. If you raise the head up normally, like that'll get you a better position for your arm, and that can also help like your position, because with bar chords you're trying to do like that one finger is the human capo thing. I know that looks a little funky, but main thing is the angle. The other thing I sometimes will look for is like where my thumb is. So this is a weird thing as far as like how your hand works randomly, and everybody can do this with me. We could all put our hand flat in the air for fun. And then you could try and bring your third and your fourth fingers like into your palm a couple times with your thumb out flat, right? All right, cool. And you kind of feel like how these guys are moving, right? If you put your thumb in the middle of the hand, you will notice that you have more movement because of the way the tendons in your hand work. And so that's easier to figure out, or to move. So if for me, if I go back to the flat thing we started with too, and I start moving these guys, I'll kind of feel it strained. But the main thing is like the closer the thumb is to 3 and 4, like these guys, the ring finger and the pinky, that's 3, this is 4. The closer that guy is to it, the more you can move them. So you can use that in a bar chord scenario. So instead of doing your thumb way over here or over here, if you get them closer to where 3 and 4 would be in your chord shape for the bar, that can help. So I would experiment with that. Normally the two things I would normally look for if I'm experiencing something of difficulty in the left hand is angle, like raising the head up, and then like where the thumb placement is. Something else you can do with the bar is a lot of people think you have to go like right behind where the index finger is and just press really hard. There's this cool, weird, strange thing with pressure where if you go to the like in that same position where I'm talking about, like where you put the thumb closer to 3 and 4, you'll notice you can kind of twist the wrist and get pressure that way. And I think some people might call it a hinge bar because it hinges on the thumb and the index, or at least I've seen it described that way, I think, in classical stuff. So if you go bang, you can get the pressure without having to put as much down. Lighter strings help a lot with this. Bar chords are definitely a lot easier on an electric than an acoustic guitar, where because of the pressure that you have to put down. But the main thing is really the angle. It's not as much pressure as it is like, am I in the right place? So that can help too with that. So
I always use the cheat F too, though. Yeah, why not? You know, because especially if you're in the key of C, it just sounds good, man. There's your C, there's your F. F major 7, baby. I love it. And some people will do like the little, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna cover up the high E, you know, which is cool. It makes it sound more powerful, but I think just the open E sounds fine too. You know, so that's the thing. Yeah, man. Make it easy on yourselves. Susan says, hey, Munson, happy Sunday. Oh, happy Sunday, Susan. And then Munson taught me a good way to cheat B that isn't a bar. Oh, yeah, what did I do? B7, if you're in the right key, will work as a B major. But you can also take little chords to do like a B major thing. And so a lot of times they're little pieces of the bar. So the easy B would be like the high E on the second, 4th fret on the G, pinky on the B string for it. You kind of strum just the skinny strings. So I guess, what is that? 2nd fret, 4th, you know, that's kind of like a B major thing. You know, that could be very cool. But if you're in the right key, like if it starts on an E chord, like B7, it's sort of related to the key. So that kind of works out for that too. But good morning. Oh my gosh. The cheat. Oh man, yeah. Little chords are good. I think we talked about B minor on that topic too. Normally you'd be doing it as a 2nd fret bar, and then you put an A minor shape in front of the thing. Right, so you got a bar on 2, you got 2 on the B string, 3 on the D string, pinky on the G string 4. Those guys, oh yeah, B minor, oh yeah, you're so sad. So instead of that whole bar chord shape, I've really been digging on taking that F shape that we were just doing, that diagonal thing. But you do it from the high E on the 2nd fret, B string on the third finger on the G, 4th fret. And if you strum the skinny strings, that's kind of a cool one. That's a little B minor. So if you didn't want to do like the whole bar B minor, I feel like that one turns up more. Maybe I'm just prejudiced because I like the key of G, but yeah, man, little B minor is a good thing to have in your bag of tricks, you know, all the way through. There's stuff. Oh gosh. Did I just show it? Oh gosh, maybe I just showed it. He says, I hope he shows it. I was like, that sounds a little creepy, but I may have just talked about what you wanted me to show. Told me an easy B, moving the E chord shape 1 string up to the top. Oh, the E chord shape. This guy. I'm wondering which one you're thinking of, Renee. Moving the E chord 1 string up to the top. See, when I say up, I mean that way, right? But the sound goes that way. It's very confusing, right? So you're like, hey, I've got a finger, and people go, oh, go up, and that means this direction, right? But that sounds lower, so it's confusing, you know? So I think of this way going up, where the pitches actually go up, and I think of this way going up, so maybe I'm just not confusing, maybe I'm confusing myself. Moving the E chord shape 1 string up to the top. I don't know. You could do this thing like where you if you did the E, there's a droney B, which is cool too, speaking of B major chords, where if you did like a E major shape, but you did it with the 2nd finger, 3rd finger, pinky. What it would allow you to do is move it over and then put the 1st finger on the low E string. It's kind of a cool sound. I'm just leaving the E and the B open. It looks like the bar F, but I'm not actually barring. I'm just doing like, I don't know if you can see this or not. It's like 1st finger on the low E string. I'm not barring. 2nd on the G, 3rd finger on the A, pinky on the D, right? Which is a cool, awesome F chord, actually. This is an F major 7 also. Actually, they got the open B in it, too. I don't know, you call it like F major, add sharp 11 or some crap. Anyway, it's a cool F, is what it is. We're going to call it cool F. And if you take cool F and just kind of slide up to 7th fret, that would be a really hip B major, actually. And this all kind of relates to chromatic scale. I know I've got a lot of videos on chromatic scale where we go over all the notes: E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. So B major, A major. I had a friend of mine who really liked these shapes. They're beautiful shapes, actually. They're like leaving the E and the B in the open. I feel like there was a lot of praise music like 20 years ago that did a lot of this, you know. But I also think of Alice in Chains, like the F sharp thing. On the second fret. Is that Rooster or something? Ain't found a way to kill me, yeah. You know, I don't know. That's a cool beat too. But then you could also use that shape for like all these kind of major chords. You know, yeah, they come to snuff the rooster. Oh yeah. But oh gosh, my friend Adam Jackson, he wrote a bunch of originals with that back in the day. And haven't seen that guy in like 20 years. But anyway, those are cool voicings for B major too. Just speaking of, so maybe I showed something that was useful. It's possible, maybe not. Who knows? All right, cool. And then we got I'm trying to catch up with comments. So where are we at? I have used it's not a true B. Yeah. Close enough for the. You see anything in blues? B7, A7, E7. That's where you want to use all those 7 chords, those nasty dominant 7s that, you know, you take your E, you lift off the 3rd finger. Ew. But then instead of the A, you lift off the 2nd finger. That's a fun finger to lift. And then you got an A7. And then you got D7s, like D's evil twin brother. He's like Bizarro. You can go check out all those dominant 7s in the world and use them for the blues. For sure. Because I love them. But B7 is a good substitute for any B chord in the key of E, for sure. But let's see. Most of the songs I write, I work on. Oh, yeah, man. I'm glad, man. Ace is the songwriter. So we got the D, the C, the F, the A, and the E. Yeah, man, major chords, absolutely. Yeah, you may dig on that shape too. We were just talking about too, Ace. That droney thing. I used to get really inspired in my own songwriting by finding a new place to play a chord or a new shape, and you just, you know, like, oh gosh, the F shape, man, this was a game changer for me. I'd be like, oh, there's the F major 7, and I could slide it over to you. There's a G, there's an A, B flat, B flat, or sorry, whoa, what is that? Oh, that's a C. Whoa, yeah, but anyway, C sharp, D. Some really cool sounds that way, just as a songwriter in general. Used to love like that kind of thing. D's a good one. Kind of thing, just taking the shapes and just moving them around. Man, that's what I love about the guitar. It's just, I got a cool shape, I'm gonna move it around. More sound. Oh, let's see, what do we got? Agreed. Oh, good morning, Maximilian. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, it's Maxillian? Maxillian. I immediately thought of Maximilian from like the Black Hole Disney movie that traumatized me as a kid. But cool, all right, man. Oh, hello. See, most popular songs. This is a conversation thread. I think, oh gosh, I feel like I've gotten way behind on comments here, but I always like trying to read all the comments. When you make a comment on a video also, I try and read all of those too. I think I'm caught up. Got a little behind over the Christmas break and stuff. But let's see, most popular songs use like 4 chords. Absolutely, I use 4 chords. And some of those chords are actually related. So a lot of times, and you'll find videos on this, you know, countless videos on the 1, 4, 5. What the heck is that? All right, so this is basically like where you find your major chords if you're relating things to a major scale. If you built chords out of that thing, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you'd end up with a G chord. I'm prejudiced and love the key of G. C major and then D major. So G was number 1. G, A, B, C is the 4 chord. I have to count like this because I do fingerstyle stuff. And then And then the 5 chord would be the D. So G, C, and D, man, you're going to find countless songs with just those 3 chords, right? It's twist and shout, it's everything. It's all G and C and D, man. Yeah, if you reverse it, you end up with Can't You See, which is cool. Can't see, oh, can't you see what that woman, she burned on me. So yeah, man, countless songs, absolutely. And you can change the rhythm on that. If we did it with the drone voicings we were talking about, you got the G thing. C would be way up on 8. D would be up on 10. So that might be cool too. G would be 3rd, so you'd have that 10. I'm thinking about what fret my first finger's on. But 10, because that's where the root is. 10, 8. Everybody playing drone voicings this week. You're going, yeah, hey, that's cool. I can watch your crazy video with 3 chords, but play them in different ways. Yes. Absolutely you can. All right, so absolutely 3 chords, some only 3. Absolutely. There's also 2 chord songs. Don't forget about your 2 chord songs. There's What I Got. Sublime. Right. Early in the morning, just about supper time. Right, so you got that one. Uptown Funk is D minor in G. See what other chords, what other songs have 2 chords? Never Can't Tell by Chuck Berry, C and G. Teenage Wedding and the old folks wished them well. You can see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the younger sure and mad run the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell. Right? So that's kind of cool, like 2 chord songs. It's nice to have some of those. There's 1 chord songs also. There's Bad to the Bone, which is all G. You got Neon Light by Blake Shelton. Who knows that song anymore, but it's a D major chord. There's a neon light at the end of the tunnel. And all that bright, even though it's shuttle. Yeah. But then you got, oh gosh, let's see, C 1 chord songs, Lime the Coconut. I'm in the coconut, you do it up right, you do your lime in the coconut, you do it up right, you say, doctor, 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 doctor. That's kind of a cool thing too. So there's some 1 chord songs out there too. My favorite 2 chord song has got to be, are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants, soaking in yellow and porous to see. SpongeBob SquarePants, whose nautical nonsense be something you wish. SpongeBob SquarePants, will jump on the deck, bob like a fish. SpongeBob SquarePants, ready? SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. Whoops. Yay! It's SpongeBob's cool. All right, so that's cool. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm your favorite guitar teacher. Oh my gosh, that touches my heart. I'm here to help, and I first lesson at the shop normally is free, so you can come and hang out with me for free. You just have to get here. It's a cool, strange, magical place. We like it. I've lived here. I was born here. Sorry, there's pollen in the air. Let's see. Amen to that. Heck yeah, man. Cool. Let's see. Thank you for making those videos. I'm really grateful. Man, thank y'all for watching the videos. Please watch more of them. YouTube tries to hide them, which is weird. But, okay, I'm here now. You can start. It's good to see you too, VR. I'm here now. You can start. It's fine. All right, cool, man. It's a digital video like all the other videos. So people go, man, that video was crazy. And then they pause it, and then they come back later, and they're like, now it makes more sense to me. It's great, you know. Which I get that kind of comment too. Renee, God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me on a Sunday morning. First Sundays we normally do this thing, or try to. What's going on here? Let's see. VR's here. Renee's in the house. Oh, I see what you said. Let's see. A D to D minor. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, the major minor thing. Renee's like, oh yeah, you remember that thing you talked about like 20 minutes ago? Major minor. Major minor. Major minor. It gets weird with the C and the G because of where the 3rd is. So, like on a G chord, there is a root position G minor chord where you could take the... Well, if you do the cowboy G, you do the 4-finger G. You took the first finger and slid it back 1 fret to a B flat, which is a pain in the butt. That's a root position G minor. Normally, instead of that, I would normally do like a little mini bar, like on the E, B, and G on the 3rd fret for a G minor, sad G. So it's harder to hear. Like you can kind of hear that B going, like the B flat, you know. But then you got the C thing, which gets really messed up because the open E strings are actually the 3rd of the C chord. C, D, E is the 3rd, F, G. So like you'd have to flat the open strings, and you're like, how do I do that? Doesn't make no sense. All right, so normally what you would do for a C minor instead is you would go as a 3rd fret bar, do that weird, crazy I'm a human capo with an A minor shape, and that would be your C minor. Creep's a good song to practice that randomly if you want to, you know, you were here before me. Couldn't look at B7, B.I. Just like a sea angel. And here comes, this is that why not? It makes me cry. Yeah, but if you wanted an easy C minor, instead of doing the full bar, if you took the top part of that, you'd have high E on the 3rd fret, B string on the 4th fret, G string on the 5th fret. And if you strum just the skinny strings, that works. If you miss and hit the D, you turn it into a C minor 9. Not a bad sound. You still hear kind of like that E flat going on. You can forgive yourself. If you hit the A, well, then you turn it into something completely different. Be like an A diminished something. Something. Yeah. Anyway, but back on the G, da B7. What am I doing here? I don't belong here. She's running out again. She's running out. She run. Tangent there, but anyway, so that's some more talk about, you know, minor chords and bar chords, because we were talking about that. And God bless you all as well. And some bless you. My fingers don't work well, Munson. That's why I hate bar chords. Oh, I hear you. Lighter strings, Ace. Like that helps a lot. And I know for me, I used to warm up with these little exercises where I would take like a couple fingers. You know, like you could take 1 and 2, or you could take 1 and 3, or you could take 1 and 4, or you could take 2 and 3, or you could take 2 and 4, or you could take 3 and 4. And you take a combination and just move around on the strings. I used to call this climbing. 1 and 2 climbing. I'm sure I'll talk about this in the crash course. The strum guitar crash course. Whoa, with this guy that almost looks like me. And so, like, I would also, I always think just inventing ways to move around can, you know, you're talking about just my fingers don't work well. Watch that thumb, man. Like that thumb getting closer to 3 and 4 can make a big difference. Even if you're in something like this, you know, and you're you know, if you try and kind of keep your hand as relaxed as possible, instead of getting, if you feel like you're getting too, you know, you can, you know, loosen up. Sometimes that can make a big difference too. Like just trying to get behind the fret, you know, can make a big difference. I used to love doing that kind of stuff though, because it's like I don't have to worry about what notes I'm playing anymore. I just like take some crap and move it around. You know, I'll do 1 and 2 this way. I'll go this way. Maybe I'll just go up the neck. Who cares? Maybe I'll go back down. Maybe I'll do some weird diagonal something. Maybe I'll go up the string. Maybe I'll come back diagonal. It's very similar, like something Robert Newton described to me one time he called it running. I'm running on the guitar. It's like I don't even matter what note you're playing, man. Just try and keep the rhythm going. So I need to go practice that for Robert. What's I'm sorry, Robert. I didn't practice this enough when I had a chance to. But that kind of idea. So you're not even worried about what notes you're playing. You're just like, I'm just going to run. I'm running around on the guitar. No. You know, that can be kind of cool. So, but taking it slow too. If you're like, man, that was way too fast. Take it slow. Be as relaxed as you can. Try and get right behind the fret as much as you can. Like, that's what you're shooting for. Right there. Right behind that fret. Don't go too far. Yeah. Okay, that kind of thing. So you want to try and get right behind that fret. Thank God bless you as well. We all hate bar chords. It's fine. Although I played with bands where they're like, no, that's the real key, and like, but I'm like, are you sure? Like Paul McCartney doesn't actually ever play When I'm 64 in the key of D flat, but that's the recording. So it's just because you think that's the real key doesn't make it the real key, is what I'm saying. Within Without You. Now we're talking. That's another C chord. If you wanted like another one chord song, but a pitch shifted the thing up a half step. So if you play it with the Beatles, Within Without You, off of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, you guys know this album, right? If you don't, please go listen to it. It's my favorite Beatles album. Well, yeah, it probably is my favorite Beatles album. But they do it. It works out as a capo 1. But it's all one chord. But what they did was they recorded it in the key of C, and then they took this thing called the Very Speed Wheel, and they just sped it up a little bit because George Martin was like, it's not fast enough. But we're not spending money on that crap. We're going to... Oh, now it's in D flat. So now it's... We were talking... So now you'd have to play it with a bar chord. But why would you do that? You just grab a capo, stick it on the first fret, and just play C. But anyway, it's all good, man. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent again. All right, bar and frets, and one is fun. White Rabbit's a great... that's a good one. That's a pain in the butt, too. Renee just brought up White Rabbit, but that's a good one. So that's your F sharp bar on 2nd fret. And going to a G chord on 3rd, if you wanted to work it that way. You could also, anytime you're having to do a bar chord, you could take little pieces of it. I guess that's kind of what we were talking about. I was talking about C minor, and I was like, oh yes, but we could take a little piece of it. You don't have to do this if you can do this. And it just has to do with how many strings you're playing. So like in White Rabbit, there's an F sharp chord. Well, you could take just the low 2 strings. F sharp 5 is like a low E string 2nd fret, A string 4th fret. This is how you turn things into rock and roll. And then if you slide over to 3rd fret, you have a G5 power chord. F sharp 5 on 2 and 4. G5 on 3 and 5. And that could work for that if you wanted to make it really heavy, you know. One pill makes you larger. One pill makes you smaller. You know, you can go all crazy now if you want to. Now if you were the other guy watching that happen, like, I'm another guitar player. What the heck am I gonna play? You could take the other little piece of it. You could take the high part. You could take like that second, 3rd fret thing, like on the E and the B and the G. F sharp, G. Although part of me like wonders like about the D chord shape. Like if you took the D, for instance, and you slid it up to 6th and 7th fret, that's a little F sharp 2. That could be a cool sound also. And if you slide that over one more fret, that'd be a little G. Sliding's just cool, right? Just throwing sounds in your ear, man. Go play them. All of them. Alright, so, oh gosh, I've gone off on a tangent again. My first ever song was, oh gosh, Blue by Young Kai. I don't know if I know that song. I should probably put that on my list. Makes nice use of the bar chord. Oh yeah, no, man, bar chords are cool. They're out there, but sometimes you can find, I guess my whole point on this is like, you don't have to play bar chords, and you can find some really cool sounds that aren't bar chords that work for the same chords that you're playing as bar chords. So yeah, that sounds like sort of my tangent today. Well, I gotta watch your tutorials. Man, I hope so. Oh gosh, somebody just left to go watch my videos. I'm cool with that. Everyone should do that. We're all about to do that because I'm only gonna go for maybe another 10 minutes or so. All right, so because I'm just tired. It's been a long week. A lot of teaching, man. That dryer sounds like a train. Sorry about the dryer. It's over now. All right, cool. Yeah, B minor bard is yeah, cool. Large hand to talk, right? You go this way. Good morning, Joseph. Man, it's good to see you too, because I hadn't seen you in a while. Oh my gosh, then I feel like I gotta keep up. I gotta catch up with all you guys, man. What's going on? Same up to you. Sevens are fun for rockabilly, true. Yep, I play around like that. Me too. 145 is good. 12-bar blues. Yep, indeed. Lime in the coconut. Yeah, man. Lime in the coconut. You do it up right. Yes, sir. 1.5 chord song. That's a good description, Renee. 1.5 chord song. Going to California by Zeppelins, D's and G's and A's and D minors and stuff. Yeah, that's a 4-chord song. Yeah, I do the same. Okay, cool. Man, main thing is that you're having fun with all this stuff, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're digging on the creek, man. I was digging that too. So much more since I found Munson. Okay, well, thank you, man. Let's see. Oh, Susan says, oh, man, Susan's always making stuff. You guys need to go check out Susan's channel. Haven't been able to play in months. Oh, no. Aw, that stupid arthro. Oh, that's sad, Susan, because, you're always making stuff and writing cool books and all kinds of cool stuff. So I hate that. Randomly, I've got some students who are who will have pain in their hands also. So what I suggested, and correct me, please, if there are people here who have, finger stuff going on and you found something that really works well. I suggested washing your hands in warm water before you start. Loosen up the tendons, right? Stretching, that kind of thing can be good. But the water, man, I feel like the water temperature can really make a big difference. I'm sure that there's oil of some sort that could also help, or moisturizer. I would think moisturizer may help your hands also. I suggested oil, like coconut oil kind of stuff, on your hands to, just soothe your hands. What else kind of came to mind there? I think the main thing really is to try, if you have pain, normally there's a reason for it, and try and do some things in a different way. Now I'm thinking more like, ooh, this bar chord hurts. Maybe I need to try and find an easier way to do it. Loosening up, or seeing how little pressure you need to get a good sound, that kind of thing. So that's also a possibility there too. Oh yeah, man. Then we got more. Oh yeah, I know, right? I feel that too. It's like, sorry, Susan. Oh man, I hate that you're not feeling well. Because normally, if it hurts, it's like, a lot of guitar playing and a lot of music stuff, though, it can be very mental. And so you can imagine playing if it hurts, practicing or imagining yourself playing. My teacher, Chris Berg, used to call that visualization. You visualize yourself playing, perfectly. So that when you grab your instrument, you do play perfectly. So that's an option too. Which can be really good. If I'm driving somewhere, sometimes I'll just start singing the song and imagining how I'd be playing it. Or just practice without practice, right? Sort of. But, oh gosh, what else is going on here? If you have questions, ask them, because I'm going to bug out in a minute. Love that. While I'm on, oh yeah, man. Sorry about the dry, or the washer, whatever the heck that was, guys. I'm sorry. My office is literally half of the laundry room. It's like the one little space that I have in the whole house. So that's what I just run with it. Maybe you can't see now. I can see now, but I feel like I'm way behind on comments. Did you ever see the little snippet on YouTube of Moon singing? But I have not. But Ace did though. A lot of my songs were at the D chord up and down. Yeah, man, I love the sliding the shapes thing. If you haven't played around with that, grab your favorite strum pattern, grab your favorite chord shape, and just start moving it around. Like, I like C. That sounds awful. I like it. That's a neat sound. Yeah, man. I think the guitar is really good about that. You just grab a shape and just start going crazy. Might head back to the local guitar. Oh, good. Yeah, man, absolutely, man. You guys all support these local musicians like me. You know, like go take a lesson, go buy some strings and stuff. Have a nice ukulele. Oh yeah, right on. Oh, I don't know. Every time I sell a piece of equipment, Susan, I end up needing it or wanting it on a recording project. Man, this would have been so much more fun with that ART thing that I sold 20 years ago. You know, just for fun. Oh well. I go with. Oh yeah, man. We all would go with you. Let's all go to the music shop. Heck yeah. Yo, you guys could come to my music shop. Although I don't have as much to sell as other people. Cortisone. Yes, I've heard that helps a lot. Warm water does help a lot. Thank you for some feedback on that, Susan. Cool. So yeah, I used to love the water thing. I used to do that religiously. Just to warm up the hand, you know, rather than I gotta warm up, you know, you just start with it. Yeah, hey man, my hand feels pretty good now. So okay, good. That's good that helps. Yeah, and I'm sure temperature makes a difference too. Like warmer space, I would think would make it. You know, if you had like a little space heat or something to make your playing space a little warmer, then maybe I don't know. Like I would play around with temperature. I feel like that might make a difference too somehow. Yeah, I've had students who got cortisone and they were like, yeah, I'm good to go now. So I'm glad that's working too. Is it better in warmer weather? Oh, and that was a good comment from that, from Renee, right? Warmer, better, right? So you could make your playing space warmer also, right? So although I don't know what humidity does to that either. I would think like more moisture in the air is probably better for it, but I don't know, man. You know, we're always me and my daughter. We really like Uncle Wiggily, so we'll read Uncle Wiggily, and he's got the rheumatism, you know. And so, my poor rabbit's got the rheumatism, and he's just like, man, what helps the rheumatism? You know, in his case, it's the barber pole crutch or whatever. But steel strings definitely don't want to go to nylon. Right on. So with nylon strings though, if you like the sound of steel strings, but you wanted it to make it easier on the hand, you could swap out the gauges. I feel like it's just because somebody says something's a light gauge doesn't mean it's a light gauge necessarily. I immediately think of my bass randomly because like what I like to do with my bass is I don't play with the E, A, D, G scenario. I got a lighter string and I swapped everything out. So I actually play with an A string on my E and a D string on my A and a G string on my D, and then I've got like a super thin string on my bass for the G string. So I could play that thing all day and it still just feels like freaking butter. And it still plays all the same notes. So you could take, hypothetically, like a light set of electric strings and put them on an acoustic, and that would get you a lighter string gauge. Now, if you do that, though, it doesn't put as much pressure on the neck. So if you don't know what you're doing, you may end up fretting out up the neck or something, and you may have to adjust the truss rod. And that may be an option too. Like if you're like, oh man, I really want this to feel better, like lighter strings might make a big difference too. Ache is my butt. Oh, right, boo, man, from the strap. Oh, from the strap. All right, so Renee's asking about strap aches. So I had a student, so again, I like to wear shirts with collars because that way I can put the strap at and I have a cushion and it doesn't look, you know, it just looks cool. You can buy straps with more padding. I had a student that came into for their lesson one time and they had gotten one of these cool, awesome fleece padded things that they sell for car seat belts, which is the same size as this. It's like the 2-inch, you know, or 2.5-inch, you know, strap size. So if you're at Wally World or somewhere, you may want to go and take a look and look in their car section and see if they have like a padded something for your strap. If your strap's bugging you, you may be able to find like a good padding for it somehow. So throwing that out there because I thought that was kind of a cool option. I was like, yeah, Lawson, that's awesome, man. I better go get one of those. Right on. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say this name. Abhijit. Have you been jamming, buddy? Wherever I want to practice now songs, man. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff there, man. I'm trying to jam as much as I can. One more ukulele, please. We all need one more ukulele. Just one more ukulele. Think about travel guitar for the reason maybe I can stand longer. I started on bare uke and then I watched the 2 deeper strings. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Bare uke's cool too. Nylon strings are easier to play on, but I understand liking the sound of steel also. But you can swap strings down, and that could make a difference. Learn to play cold. So, oh yeah, no, I mean, I have played gigs before, Susan, where I was out. Like I remember playing at Richland Mall in the middle of wintertime, outside busking, kind of like for some tip money at some point, and it was crazy. I was doing all classical too. It was all like this finger style stuff. Nuts, man, nuts. So if you want butter playing, Susan, I would go with like just lighter strings. I would try it. I know you've got extra instruments hanging out, so you may have like an extra guitar just to like go, all right, I'm going to take some Ernie Ball 8s, you know, which is like ridiculously light, and just stick them on and just see what happens. Is a silken steel I normally also recommend to students, because normally that's like an extra light gauge. Normally there'll be like 11, and when I'm talking those numbers, they're gauges, so it's how thick the string is. These strings start, this string right here, this E string right here, is probably like a 12-ish or an 11-ish. Actually, they're probably an 11. So that means, so the larger the number, the thicker the string. So an 8 is a thinner string, so it doesn't need as much tension to make it what the note that I'm playing right now on this 11. So if you had like an 8 on this string, it would take less tension, so you don't have to hold it down as much. There was also a cool trick, and I don't have a capo here, I don't think, but something else I've done before, Susan, which is a really quick and easy thing, is, for instance, you could put a capo on your guitar. I don't know, like maybe 4th fret. I'll do this for kids normally, but this could work for anybody. I've got a student that I played with yesterday who, this is like the trick we're doing right now. So we put the capo on 4th fret to bring this closer so they can see their hand better. And then, rather than keep it to that pitch, right, that the capo would put it to, we loosen the freaking strings up to put it back in standard. Do you follow that? So it's like we're playing with a capo on 4, but it still sounds like regular old G, because we just retuned down all the strings to get there. So if you wanted to feel like butter, that's another way to do it, and you wouldn't have to buy a new set of strings. So that's a cool trick I just came into recently. I ended up using it in School of Rock over the summer, and I was like, that makes so much sense. You know, put the capo on, loosen the strings up to standard, and then, you know, you end up with less tension on the guitar, and it's easier to hold down the notes. So is that cool? I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we should all try that. Corn liquor, rheumatism medicine. Well, yeah, if you can't feel it, you just can't feel it. That's a good good suggestion. Let's all run to Joseph's house and get some corn liquor. But anyway, so that's some ideas to try and make it a little bit easier. I feel like main thing is just try and use as little effort as you can, and if you've got, you know, lighter strings, make a big difference that way. I don't know how this whole like light gauges are 12s, heavy strings are 13, like all that stuff's so arbitrary. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, I don't. Yeah. I like that put the capo on, loosen the strings up trick. But you could take, you know, a light gauge electric string and kind of see what it feels like just for fun. But like I said, when you do that kind of thing, sometimes you have to watch out for like how much tension, because basically the way it works is you put your strings on, your strings are pulling the neck that way, and you have this thing that's called a truss rod in an acoustic guitar or electric guitar that's pulling it the other way. So if there's less tension pulling the neck this way, like lighter strings, then this may be pulling back too far, and then you may end up with, you know, like a fretting out kind of sound or buzz kind of thing. So you do have to kind of watch out with that kind of thing, but you can get that kind of thing adjusted too if you have a good music store. Somebody can probably help you out with that. So a good light gauge string. Silken steels, if you haven't tried silken steels, that's cool. Lighter gauge strings in general, those are the ones that are actually made for an acoustic. And there's a silken steel Martins. I like Martins. I just put on a set of the Earthwood Ernie Balls for somebody yesterday, and they run like 11 to 48 or something, like gauge wise, which is a lighter than you would normally use on an acoustic. But like I said, you could even take like an electric gauge you know, of like, oh gosh, I mean, you could take like I don't know, 9s or 8s, you know, is what I'm saying. But like, you know, the super slinky Ernie balls, you know, you could throw them on your like or on your acoustic and just kind of see what they sound like. It'll sound different because they're nickel wound instead of a phosphor bronze or bronze. So, but experiment, man. I would just try and find something that, you know, just that just makes sense. But I would try that capo thing first because it's cheap, because you don't have to buy new strings. Throw this on, tune to standard, EADGBE, which is weird. Yep. So butter playing, yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what guitar shops are for. Absolutely. Corn liquor sounds good. Send me a bottle. Come back next month. Tell us about the new string. Absolutely. All right. So we normally do this first Sundays of the month at 9 a.m. and I try and send it in the little thing, you know. But I never set up the. I don't know how to set the thing up beforehand without it just not working. I've tried that before, so I just jump in and go, "Hey, create new event." That thing everybody's looking forward to, right? We'll do sporty. Right on. We got stuff over there. Quit my church. Oh, right on. Oh man, right on. Well, here you are. Here we are. Liquors is a good suggestion for anything. I feel you, man. See, do I have to? What does that say? Do I dare pry that so interesting remark? Oh, I don't know, man. Good luck, Renee. Agreed, Ace. Oh man, I'm so glad that you guys can kind of like talk to while I'm rambling on whatever it is I'm doing. Stuff over there. And movie Complete Unknown. Oh yeah, I hadn't seen the movie. Actually, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan and Pete Seeger for sure, but I have not watched the Complete Unknown movie. So I'm glad. Not a big Dylan fan. Well, I like Dylan. He is a great songwriter, exactly. And if and sometimes it's fun to listen to Dylan when Dylan's not the one playing. I feel you on that. So hey, I really like these Dylan songs that Adele sings. You know, that's legit. I am. Oh yeah, no, I see. Oh yeah, man, no. Gosh, All in the Watchtower is like my jam forever. And I love a lot of Dylan. Actually, John Wesley Harding was like one of the albums that I cut my teeth on trying to pick out, like a lot of those tunes off of that one. Way with lyrics, absolutely. And I really, and thank you guys. Hopefully you saw the Rolling Stone one that would, you know, I really like Dylan a lot. He's a great songwriter. Personal taste is fundamentals, right? I don't know, that's all good. All right, so man, thank you all for joining me. I think I'm gonna bug out. It's like 10ish. I'm gonna play a tune. Let's play something together, though. You know, we could do something. You know, we could all grab our go grab your instruments quickly. Run to your music rooms. And why don't we play a Bob Dylan tune? We were just talking about Bob Dylan. What's a good Dylan tune? Looking at my pins on Pinterest. If you haven't been to Pinterest to play stuff, that's always cool. All right, whoa, man, yeah, I feel like times they are changing. Or don't think twice is a good one. My Back Pages. Let's do My Back Pages. All right, so this particular tune, I worked off of the 20th anniversary something. And so there's the original version of this song is different. Let me see if I can find the version I'm looking for there. My Back Pages. I kind of want to print this because it's harder to see. So there's a great video with Bob Dylan and Tom Petty and George Harrison and gosh, all these great guitar players playing My Back Pages. But what they do is they switched it from 3 to 4. So I get these comments on my YouTube, of course, going, that's not how you play it. Of course you don't, because you're Bob Dylan, man. Bob Dylan played it in whatever key you wanted to. There's a great video somewhere of Joan Baez complaining about Bob Dylan playing his songs different ways every night. Bob Dylan don't remember nothing about the guitar. It's all about the words, because he's a word guy. That's what makes him a great songwriter, because he's got a lot to say. And so, let me send you guys a link here, and we'll do My Back Pages. I feel like this is one of those songs that I started with some current stuff. I feel like we're going to end with something that's way too current also. But let's see if we can put this in the comments so you can see the chart I'm going to be reading off of. All right, here's my Back Pages chart. And we'll do that as kind of like a, closing song. But I do appreciate all of you guys bugging in and listening. We'll do this again next month for sure. We got open jam at the shop this coming Friday at 7 o'clock. We got open mic night Thursday. I've got to get up the video from the last one, which sounds like I've really been a slacker, but man, got a lot going on here. I don't know what's up. So, crimson flames tied through my ears, rolling high mighty tracks. Pounds with fire on flaming roads, using ideas as my max. We'll meet on edges soon, said I, crowd neath heated brow. Oh, but I was so much older then, I'm younger then and now. A half-ragged prejudice leave for, rip down all hate I scream. Lies that life is black and white, skull from my skull I dream. Romantic facts of musketeers, foundation only deep. Somehow, oh, but I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. Girl's face forms the forward path from phony jealousy to memorizing politics of ancient history, flung down by corpse evangelists, unthought of though somehow. Oh, but I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. Self-ordained professor's son, too serious to fool, spouted out that liberty is just equality in school. Equality, I spoke the word as if a wedding vow. Oh, but I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. A soldier stance, I aim my hand at the mongrel dogs who teach, fearing not that I'd become my enemy in the instant that I preach. My existence led by confusion, boats mutiny from stem to bow. Oh, but I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. Yes, my God stood hard when abstract threats, too noble to neglect, deceived me into thinking that I had something to protect. A good and bad, I define these terms quite clear, no doubt somehow. Oh, but I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. Anyway, love you guys. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a great month. We'll do this again first Sunday.